Hey there, everyone. This is ᴾェⁱ playing ᴴᵉŻᵒ, and she looks so fun. Like, her sticker looks kind of a little bit different, doesn't it? She just looks like happy to be there. Then she bulks up. Okay, so hey there, everyone. This is ᴾェⁱ. How's it going, y'all? So this is our current state of stickers. I think I have a pretty good idea how to get the last chapter 2. It's the path of the tower, except that you resist, right? When you're given the choice. When you're given, when you're given the choice to be able to resist, you resist. That should lead us, I guess, like, I feel like this, I don't know, maybe? Like, these are mostly aggressive, then they turn into, like, more neutral, and then here they go to more passive slash, like, just, like, trying to help her out. I don't know. It's not quite there, but I feel like the map in terms to what Chapter 2 can lead to Chapter 3 seems relatively consistent. So, I feel like I need to take a minute to kind of talk about how I foresee the rest of the series going. If you're not interested, go ahead and, like, skip a bit. It's fine. But if you're watching this, you're probably interested anyways. But yeah, so today, we start the 5th loop of the 3rd cycle. Hopefully, it lets me take whatever, you know, lets me take the blade, and I can do that, and maybe it'll lead to another sticker afterwards. I don't know. After that, I will have exactly, assuming I don't get a level 2, a level 3, I mean, like, assuming I get stuck at level 2, I will have exactly 5 more stickers to get. And so, you know, exactly enough of a guide for a 4th, and what will be a final cycle for now. Throughout the series, if you've been looking at my author descriptions, I've kind of been wrestling with the concept of going after memories. And I feel like it's something I kind of still want to do. Like, I'm very curious. There is clearly a lot of small pieces of the story that I have yet to experience that are absolutely worth experiencing. The thing is, though, is hunting memories is a monumental task. Even if I save scum, there is still a lot of paths per princesses. Like, I feel like for a lot of princesses, it'll be basically still 1 episode per chapter 2 princess. And the chapter 3s add a lot of complexity to that, because there's the real possibility that decisions made in chapter 2s can inspire what options will be available in chapter 3s. Like, it is something I want to do, but it is a lot. And I'm gonna be real, I am starting to get princessed out a little bit. I love the game. I absolutely love it. And like I said, I will do a 4th cycle, because I am committed to getting all of the stickers. But yeah, I feel like I'm good for now. I think, like, having a little bit of rest to, you know, still stop while we're still, like, feeling good about everything. And then return in the future at some point where I'm gonna decide, let's do some memories. So, as a decision to do later. I think, to me, that's what makes sense. If you disagree, I mean, that's cool. I'm fine with that. If you have, like, a complex sort of opinion to share about this, go, like, I value it if you share, but that is what I'm thinking now, and by the vibe on Spot Zone, that seems to be the popular opinion seems to be that is actually probably the right way to move forward, as well as a friend that is watching, like a real life friend that is watching this series, and he also agreed with that, so. Alright, with all that said, thank you for indulging me just talking a whole lot.
In the woods, and at the end of that
So,
path,
Tower Path,
and in the
and
basement
hopefully I'm allowed to take the blade, and then I'll get funneled precisely into having a conversation, trying to break the princess off, and when the narrator takes over, I warn the princess, and that will lead to an aggressive variant of the
You're
witch.
here to slay her.
It's basically the witch's path,
It will be the
but
end
we
of the
start with
world.
aggressive intent at the start, but then we change our mind. That's probably gonna change how things are with the princess.
I
Yeah.
appreciate the mental exercise
Right,
we are
narrator,
running
you
up
fool.
against a bit of a ticking clock. Nevertheless, let me assure you, the princess is locked up because she's dangerous. She is not dangerous because she's locked up.
That's kind of
And
funny.
before you decide to waste even more of our time by asking how I know that, let me suggest a more pragmatic lens.
I feel like I
through which to
probably
view
saw this
situation.
before.
Causality doesn't matter here, because the end result is the
letting
same
you
no matter
say
what
it,
led
it's
us up to
fine.
this point. If the princess leaves the cabin, the world will end. And there's
There's sort of like that little thing that bothers me is if I do leave memory hunting for the future, I'm probably going to forget nuances of what I've done or not.
To ruin everything.
But I feel like it's okay because it's going to be a lot of saves coming, and I just want that to be separate
Unless,
from like
of course,
me playing the
you
game.
do your job and slay her.
I'm probably not going to slay her. I'm going to do the opposite, narrator. I'm going to say that.
No, you have to do it.
Okay. Alright. Alright. Okay, fine.
Good. As long as you remain focused on your goal, it should all be smooth sailing.
I don't want to accidentally throw me into a forced
You make your way
nice
up
run.
the short path to the cabin. You'll find the princess within. A warning before you go any further. She will lie, she will cheat, and she will do everything in her power to stop you from slaying her.
You know what's the funny thing about this
Don't believe
line?
a word she says.
So it's implied in the damsel and the damsel's offshoot, the Grey, as well as the ending I got. Like, she legitimately falls in love with the Quiet. So is that a defense mechanism? She made herself fall in love genuinely so that would serve as a way to get out?
We're not going to go through.
It's kind of a weird way to think about it, but I've wondered about that.
Princesses, not slay them.
Because her attitude changes a lot depending on
He doesn't know
choices
what
you
he's
make, which
talking
makes a lot of sense. Sometimes we're pretty mean to her. By sometimes, I mean on a lot of paths. At the very least at the start.
The interior of the cabin is all
This is the
ablaze.
same, yeah. Okay, you're letting me take the blade.
You
Taking
take
that
the blade
blade.
from the table. It'd be rather difficult to slay the princess and save the world without it.
I took the blade 5 different times.
The door to the basement creaks open.
I need to keep that one
revealing
running.
a staircase faintly illuminated by an unseen light in the room below. This is an oppressive place. The air feels heavy and damp, a hint of rot filtering from the ancient wood. If the princess really lives here, slaying her is probably doing
Gonna
her
be
a
real,
favor.
living in a humid place, sometimes the air indeed feels heavy and damp, and I would welcome getting slayed.
Her voice carries up the stairs.
Who's there?
It's me.
She sounds dangerous. It's almost as if she's the one in charge down here.
Don't let it fool you. It's all part of the manipulation.
Hey.
Oh, it's been so long since anyone's come down here. I was starting to think they'd forgotten about me.
She kind of sounds like a person I know. Not an internet person. Like,
You walk down
it's
the
pointless for
stairs
me to say that
and
because you
lock
wouldn't
eyes
know
with
what I'm
the
talking
princess.
about.
There's a heavy
But
chain
it's
around her
fine.
wrist, binding her to the far wall of the basement.
She's so coldly beautiful. Is she really a threat to the world?
Depending on what you do, absolutely.
Focus on the task at hand.
And there you are. Are you here to kill me or something?
You're finding that pretty funny. Okay. Well, like, no matter what I do, because of the funneling system, I should be relatively safe, right?
That
so
isn't a good idea.
Let's be forthright.
Just drop the knife, and maybe the two of us can talk things out.
Sounds great.
She's right, we shouldn't. We should just drop the blade. Don't you dare.
I do want to have a
It's
chat,
fine.
though.
We can decide what we want to do after we talk to her. Maybe she really is a monster. But killing someone in cold blood isn't very becoming of us.
This is what you get for creating a hero narrator and not, like, a rogue. Alright, let's just drop it.
The blade tumbles out of your trembling hands and drops to the floor with an unceremonious...
It's not trembling hand. My hands are not trembling. It is dropped purposefully.
Thank you. Maybe now we can just talk.
Against your better judgment, you step forward to speak with the princess face to face.
So yeah, you can't go and have a sit with the blade.
We'll be fine.
I understand why in terms of just like
I don't
making
know
the
what you're
game
hoping to accomplish
a little
here,
bit
but I
simpler.
can assure you there's no reasoning with her. Just make sure you don't forget about the blade on the floor. You're going to
I
need
feel
it.
like if that's one thing, like replaying the game again and again has done it, it has made me notice. Like, the game is incredibly good at predicting what you might want to do, but also the things it just doesn't let you do.
So here we are. What an awkward start to a
But, like, more
relationship.
often than not, it makes sense. Alright. Whoa.
Don't jump to any weird conclusions. We're two people who have met each other. By definition, we have a relationship.
Okay, okay.
You can't. Don't bother.
I'm guessing you don't have the key then.
Accurate.
I'm sure there's a key somewhere around here, and if there isn't... well, we can always put that knife to good use.
That will happen, probably.
Her sharp eyes settle on the edge of the blade.
Alright.
She isn't suggesting what I think she's suggesting.
Oh, you know
But
it.
she is. I'm sure of it.
And that's not fair. I know things the hero can't know. Alright, all these are things I've explored before. I've made
Oh,
up my mind.
Have you decided what to do with me?
You know why you're here.
Uh-huh. Huh. I mean, this can lead to the nightmare. I feel like this would just lead to the razor, right? Getting me out of here.
Oh, you have to be.
It's all good. It's all good!
You walk up to the chains binding the princess to the wall and give them a tug. They're large and heavy, far too solid for you to even imagine trying to break them apart.
Sorry, I'm too weak to pull massive, what looks to be iron chains.
If you don't have the key, maybe you should go looking for it. I'm sure it's somewhere upstairs.
Alright, we gotta do the thing where we go
Doubtful.
upstairs and
Whoever
immediately go
locked the
back down.
princess
That's
away
fine.
down here intended for her to never see the light of day.
Mm-hmm.
They wouldn't have just left the key to her chains somewhere in the cabin.
That would be pretty silly. Alright, so
I'll be here.
let's just do that real quick.
You attempt to
Whoa,
make your way out of the
door.
basement, but the door at the top of the stairs slams shut. You hear the click of a lock sliding into place.
I heard it right in my ears.
Someone else here.
There isn't. We're not gonna even
You
try.
make your way back to the bottom of the stairs. This would have been so much easier if you'd simply slain her like you were supposed to.
Look, man, we did that before.
Easier for who?
It was really funny,
Easier for
but it
everyone.
was done before, man.
I heard the door slam. They locked you down here too, didn't they?
Accurate.
The knife. Pick it up and cut me out
That's
of
right.
here.
That's how we get the knife back in our hands.
You won't
Whoosh.
like
Cursor
what
changed.
happens if you do that.
I'm gonna love it. I'm gonna save the princess.
Against your better judgment,
As she looks me
place
right
the
in the
blade against
eyes.
the princess's arm, just above the massive, unyielding chain.
Her eyes look so watery.
You cut into her flesh.
But like she's not crying or anything.
The
In
blade
fact,
is
she's
sharp,
like the
and you
opposite.
make quick work of it. Before long, you're able to crack through bone, and she pulls the bleeding stub of her arm through the iron gauntlet.
Thanks for handling that part. I wouldn't have wanted to
She
do
didn't
that
so
part
much
my
as utter
own.
a sound.
Like, that's just kind of grody.
Free from her bindings, the princess turns to face you, her fierce gaze meeting your eye.
Uh-huh.
How is she so composed after losing an arm? It's like she isn't even bothered by it.
Thank you. Now let's get out of here.
Look, she thanked us. That's fine. She's doing great. Right?
No.
Now
you
he's
won't
taken
have
over.
any of that. The stakes are too high. You can't just let her escape into the world. No. I just can't let her escape
The one
into the world.
instance where the narrator's like, nope, I'm taking over. It's when this happens. Either, you know, it's just kind of funny because later down in one of the stories, he mentions about the importance of free will. But, you know, the world staying the world is important. So, like, I understand.
As the princess
But it's
approaches
funny
the bottom stair, your
that-
body steps forward and raises the blade.
Like, he's willing to, like, break his... what's important to him here because of the stakes. Implying that here he's convinced it's gonna work. But he's not in other situations?
Wait, this isn't fair. You can't just do that. Watch me.
Yeah. Being funneled in this pathway.
Stop that.
Watch out!
I thought this was a little too easy.
Your body lunges forward to sink the blade into her back, but the princess swiftly moves out of the way before you can connect. Stop it. Stop resisting me. I am trying to get you out of here alive.
Resist!
The blade. Move the blade.
Oh no!
You're doing your best to help me, aren't you? I can see the conflict in your eyes.
Oh, that voice. Like, she gets it. She, like, understands, like, immediately.
I'll make this quick.
She steps forward and pries the blade from your rigid hands.
Maybe I'll see you in another life.
You will.
And then she slits your throat with an almost
Wow.
chemical ease.
You're a lot better at this than the proto-damsel.
Her face remains unchanged as she watches you collapse to the ground, blood flowing from your butchered neck. This is the end, isn't it? I'm afraid it is. Everything goes dark, and you die. I hope it was worth it.
Hey, man. Last Chapter 2 sticker. 100% worth it.